Welcome to Anglesey for the next rounds of the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championships. Now, this is a championships that really helps develop all the young talent within the UK, and the driving is pretty extraordinary. Let's get straight to it.
Rob Cox lines up on pole position with Aaron Thompson second. Third is Geri Nicosia. Sam Watkins lines up fourth. Then it's Thomas Grundy and Michael Higgs on row 3. Row 4, Nathan Edwards and Jessica King. So there is our grid for round 5 of the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship. And away they go. Great start from the outside of row 1 by Aaron Thompson. Now the drivers are on different sorts of tyres, and we'll get into that when the race is well within its stride. But we're on board with Jessica King, who had engine dramas yesterday, didn't set a qualifying lap. Up the inside goes Michael Higgs, the blue car, challenging Rob Cox, who gets it all sideways. Rob hoping to bounce back from a DNF in race 2 at Snetterton, side by side with Higgs for second place. Then it's Geri Nicosia in 4th position at the moment. He got the first fastest lap of the year, you might remember, at Silverstone. And Rob Cox getting it very sideways. Let me explain why. It's down to the tyre choice. I'm very pleased to say that Rob's dad's given me all the information about who started on what tyres today. On board with Tom Grundy up the inside, climb up the hill into Rocket, the left and then right complex corner. Back on board with Geri Nicosia, working hard. You can see Rob Cox, 2 cars in front of us, the white machine with the WDE logo emblazoned on the back. I'll get back to that tyre issue in a minute. Geri working hard. Now he is on a semi-slick tyre, so some of the drivers have taken the gamble to go out on a semi-slick tyre. Some of the drivers have gone out on wets, and one of the drivers, Michael Higgs, has gone out on semi-slicks on the front and wet tyres on the rear. And big thank you to Paul Cox for handing that information up to the commentary box for me. There is his son Rob, who's there and running on the semis, so he's the leading completely semi-slick driver at the moment. Aaron Thompson went off on full wets, as did Tom Grundy and Nathan Edwards and Jessica King. Jessica's team having that overnight run back to Leicester, the team's base, to get a fresh engine for the car. I don't think she's looking overly happy at the moment, but she is out there racing, which is good news. So through goes Thomas Grundy in 43, 4th position. Michael Higgs seems to have made a good choice as well. And of course, these front-wheel drive cars, he's got the semi-slick tyres on the front. Aaron Thompson on the wet. Great to see him here. It's a very good performance in qualifying from Aaron. He's had a miserable opening to the season. As we go on board with Nathan Edwards, coming up to Rocket into the left-hand part. Keep your eyes on Geri, struggling with those semi-slick tyres. He's not going to have as much grip as Nathan Edwards, and he kept it very tight there. It was good stuff. Now out of there, heading into Peel. Look at the back end trying to break away on Geri's car. Nathan Edwards is going to look up the inside. He's running on the full wet setup. And now down into the corkscrew. Now if you've got a slick tyre in the wet, the corkscrew's the last place you want to be racing here. It's downhill, it's left, it's right, it's left at the bottom, back onto the main straight. And these youngsters coping with conditions admirably here at Anglesey on the coastal circuit. And you saw Nicosia really fighting the car. Great car control from the youngster. All of these drivers between the ages of 14 and 17 years of age. And Aaron Thompson, who's out front, will celebrate his 15th birthday tomorrow. Geri Nicosia, his 15th birthday in a few weeks. But there is Tom Grundy in 43, running in 4th place at the moment. So tyre choice was crucial. Aaron Thompson, for his part, of course, did the business in qualifying. Conditions were slightly better in qualifying, got to say, still wet, but Aaron Thompson is his best qualifying of the season, second position, and just under 2/10 behind Rob Cox, who set the pole position time. So there is Geri Nicosia, still coming under pressure from Nathan Edwards. They're squabbling over 5th place at the moment. Nathan takes a wide racing sweep on the second part of Rocket, heading down towards Peel once again. You can see the sea in the background. It's a very picturesque circuit, this. So Edwards chasing hard. Started his season with 7th and 6th at Silverstone. Geri Nicosia has not been off the podium so far, so this is going to be a disappointment. Oh, and off he goes! He's off the track. And when he's fighting those tyres, remember, he's got the semi-slick set up, and Nathan Edwards still challenging him hard. And I think Geri was probably affording himself a look in the mirror. We go on board, the rear-facing view from Geri. Still soaking up the pressure well, running hard. It's not going to matter too much about a drop score. Remember, Rob Cox has got a drop score as well, with a DNF, a non-finish in our second race at Snetterton. It's Michael Higgs that leads the championship. Geri Nicosia second in the table coming into this round. And they do drop scores because all the youngsters have to do exams and things like that at certain times of the year, and of course would probably want to drop a mechanical failure or a problem they might have in a race as they get towards the end of the season. And we'll talk more about drop scores as the season unfolds. But Geri really giving us a super race at the moment with Nathan Edwards. Through the S's, the Rocket complex, and Nicosia still running well. 2/3 at Silverstone, 2 seconds at Snetterton, and Geri, the youngest driver, remember, still in the championship. Joined us last year at Cadwell Park. There is Rob Cox running in 3rd position. So Rob with 3 wins, 2 fastest laps, 1 non-finish, and crosses the line. This is going to be a handy little points haul for him. You can see Michael Higgs up front. That car, incidentally, Michael Higgs' car, as we always mention, shared with Joe Ferguson, who's having a good run in the Class C Senior Fiestas in that machine this weekend. And Joe Ferguson very quick here in the wet this weekend, so running well. Nathan Edwards still chasing after that 5th place. Geri Nicosia is there as well. Jessica King still running as well. Sam Watkins in 7th position. Can see Sam in the red car in 7th place, just shy of this battle at the moment. And these two very close indeed. Drivers still working hard. The best lap of the race has gone to Aaron Thompson on lap 2, 1 minute 25.4. Remember, not the only driver on the full wet setting. Here we go, back with Nathan, putting the pressure on. Nicosia in front, drifts out. He's going to have to try and come back out wide, keeps it tight, very defensive, good driving. I don't know how he held it there on those semi-slicks, but hold it there he did. In towards Peel again, brake lights on. Edwards is chasing. Look at the back end drifting out on Nicosia's car. And now we go back to Aaron Thompson. We haven't seen a great deal of him in this race. His dad, Steve, probably won't be too pleased that, well, he'd be chuffed that he's away in the distance, and that means that we've been focusing on the other battles. But Aaron Thompson, what a race. I mean, 2 rounds so far this year, no points on the board. And then comes to Anglesey, a first-time visit for all of these drivers, posts 2nd position in qualifying to Rob Cox, the driver who's won 3 races this year. Blitzes away from the start, and the team have done a superb job for Aaron Thompson. Remember, he is likely to hold the record of being the youngest driver to start a British motor race, because he did so on his 14th birthday 364 days ago at Silverstone circuit last year. So through Rocket for the last time, he's got a very good lead that he's opened up over Michael Higgs. So Aaron Thompson stands well over 6 foot tall now, and he's only 14. Well, only 14 till tomorrow. So this is going to be a great way for him to celebrate his birthday weekend. Down the hill, into the corkscrew. He could almost do a donut in celebration here if he wanted to carry on, but he just wants to get that checkered flag. So from no points at all, he comes to a win in his 3rd meeting of the season. Aaron Thompson will see the checkered flag, and it's a maiden win for him. There's Aaron. Fantastic stuff, and another winner in the challenge, third different winner this year. Superb stuff. Aaron Thompson takes it. There is Sam Watkins crossing the line. He's going to be classified in 7th position. And let's take a look at the official result. Aaron Thompson, his first win from Michael Higgs. Rob Cox in 3rd. Thomas Grundy in 4th from Nathan Edwards. Geri Nicosia in 6th. And Sam Watkins 7th. A non-finish, sadly, for Jessica King. And fastest lap as well for Aaron.
Aaron, that was, for want of a better word, spectacular. 30-second lead as you crossed the line.
30 seconds was it? I tell you what, after the year I've had so far with 4 races, 4 DNFs, to go out from lights to flag with a 30-second lead was unbelievable.
And it seemed to mean a lot to the pit wall too. Tell me about the team.
There's no team, it's me and my dad, that's all. And that's why I've got to thank him so much, because he drives all the way here, he prepares the car. When it smashes up, he's the one that fixes it. So big thanks to my dad.
Michael, that was probably the best improved performance really, 6th on the grid to 2nd.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I just got such an amazing start. The team made the right call at the right time, and I just got such an amazing start. I can't really ask much better.
We're really seeing an improvement in all the driving from the juniors this time around this year. Everyone seems to be growing as drivers.
Yeah, especially Aaron. I've known him since the start, and he's had such an amazing weekend. And especially for him getting a podium, he's matured a lot as a driver as well.
Rob, you started 1st and finished 3rd, so that's obviously a bit of disappointment for you, but what was the reason for that?
Tyre's choice really. Anglesey, obviously, but down the coast you can never guess the weather, so we gambled on dries as some of the other drivers, and obviously it didn't really pay off. Thompson was out on wets, and Michael had a bit of a mix, and it obviously paid off for them. They were able to get away, but we're very happy to finish on the podium and not have it in the wall or anything like that, and that's it really.
Welcome back to Anglesey, and the cars are lining up for our 2nd race of the weekend here in North Wales. Aaron Thompson on pole with Michael Higgs, then it's Robert Cox and Tom Grundy 4th. 5th position, Nathan Edwards with Geri Nicosia alongside, then it's Sam Watkins and Jessica King completing the grid. There's Jess just coming into line in her car. Green flag at the back of the field, and we're ready for the start of action. Michael Higgs on the outside in all blue. The blue and white car of Aaron Thompson gets away well. They're all off to a clean start. Looked like a good start from Sam Watkins in red, looking up the inside, but as they go into turn 1, it's Michael Higgs around the outside in 34. Aaron Thompson in 2nd place. 3rd position is Thomas Grundy. Rob Cox looking around the outside. Geri Nicosia at the back of this scrap around the banking for the first time. They come down the straight, head towards Church, but it's Higgs leading. Aaron Thompson coming under pressure for 2nd, and I think has been passed by Tom Grundy. Geri Nicosia going through on the inside as well. Just the lightest of touches on the inside of Aaron Thompson's car, and look how that allows the 43 car of Tom Grundy to get away. Rob Cox is there as well. Now the inside at Church, through into 2nd position goes Nicosia. Rob Cox looks up the inside, outside for the next corner, which is the Rocket Complex. Left, then right, down towards Peel. Michael Higgs away. In fact, they're all running, which is great. They've all survived. Cracking start from all of our young drivers, and a reminder, 14 to 17 years of age, these drivers. Aaron Thompson, who won race number 1, finds himself at the moment down in 4th place. Here's the view from the rear-facing camera of Geri Nicosia, the young man racing in 3rd place at the moment, and he, as we said, an ever-present up to our first race of the weekend here on the podium. He had 2/3 in event 1, which was at Silverstone, 2 second places at Snetterton. I guess he was hoping to bag a brace of wins here at Anglesey, but sadly that wasn't to be in race number 1. On board with Aaron Thompson, chasing hard. There is Geri Nicosia in front of us, and Tom Grundy in front of him as well in black, and away down the road at the moment is Michael Higgs, race winner at Snetterton in round 4 of the championship. Aaron Thompson, 2nd generation driver, as indeed many of these are. Geri Nicosia's dad Trevor, a well-known club racer in the UK as well. Aaron Thompson's dad Steve, ex-Legends and Eurocar racer, and his granddad Dave Thompson, ex-sprint car racer on the ovals. Oh, there's a problem for Cox, who went up the inside. There was contact there, I think, going up into Rocket. Let's have a look. The white car is the one involved. He goes up the inside of Aaron Thompson. and then goes into the side of Tom Grundy in 43, spins around. Now is Rob Cox going to be able to recover from that, or is it going to be another DNF? Here's the view from Tom Grundy. This is the car that was hit, so he's plenty of room on the inside. Bang! Goodness me, that was a nasty hit into the side of Tom Grundy, and Rob Cox is out of the race. 2 non-finishes out of 2 meetings. That is very disappointing for Rob, who started off the season so well. So we look at Aaron Thompson, race 1 winner, 3rd position at the moment. Here we go on board with Sam Watkins, car number 24, who is chasing Aaron Thompson. So let's take a quick look at the lap times, which are significantly better than race 1. So thankfully these youngsters have had conditions a little bit better, and the best lap times about 4 seconds a lap better than they were in race number 1. And you can see the conditions are better. Now, fastest lap thus far being set by Michael Higgs, whose car was running well in the wet in the senior races with Joe Ferguson at the wheel. As we've said several times, you can see Rob Cox's car being moved to safety, and because we've got that car on the track and the marshals there as well, you can see from the graphic that we've got the safety car coming out. Safety car in this case, a safety Land Rover, which is pretty unique. Lights are on, with Michael Higgs out front, Geri Nicosia in 2nd place, Aaron Thompson 3rd, followed by Sam Watkins, and then Nathan Edwards and Jessica King as well. So we're getting ready for the restart. The Land Rover coming down with the lights off, coming down the corkscrew, and Michael Higgs looking to try and make it his 2nd win. Remember, he was out front anyway when Rob Cox sadly went off. That's going to be a dent in the budget of the team, which is a pity. Don't want to lose any of these drivers at all. But we're back racing here on the Coastal Circuit at Anglesey, following race 1 winner Aaron Thompson, who's in 3rd place. Geri Nicosia in front is 2nd. So Thompson, the 3rd different winner that we've had so far this year, up into the banking, chasing hard. Now remember, there was a little bit of rubbing between the pair on lap number 1, and is Aaron going to return the compliment? Nothing aggressive, I feel sure about that. This corner here, this fast-flowing right-hander is Church. Aaron trying to get to the apex without going onto the slippery curbs, and you can see that Nicosia is being put under pressure here. 1 car length between the two, heading up towards the area where we had contact between Rob Cox and Thomas Grundy. Oh, and Aaron Thompson outbrakes himself. He was looking around the outside there, but back in. Very good recovery from Aaron Thompson. Michael Higgs has got the fastest lap of the race. He's out front, looking for his 2nd win. Geri Nicosia still there in 2nd, Aaron Thompson 3rd. And this is all learning for these drivers. They're all learning this circuit this weekend. The significant thing here is this is the fastest track action we've had all weekend, because the qualifying pole time was 1:23, and the drivers already into the low 22s in this one. So they're learning the circuit, they're getting the better of conditions. It's been a very hard weekend for these youngsters to be able to do it, but of course I guess the youngsters are better at learning and adapting to some of us old fogies. And here we go on board now with the 2nd place car, Geri Nicosia, putting Michael Higgs under pressure. Out of the banking, down the straight towards Church. Don't see too many passes here. If you get a good run out of the banking, you can sometimes make a manoeuvre up the inside. And he's going to be looking at the outside line on the run up the hill. That's where he would want to try and be if he can get past. But at the moment he's thinking about the inside line. Has a look. Higgs comes across and grabs it. Nicosia to the outside line of that apex, outside into Rocket. Now this is all about momentum for Geri. Look how much ground he gained on the way through Rocket. Now has he gone through? He has! What a manoeuvre through into the lead by Geri Nicosia. Superb stuff. He passes the man who won the 2nd race at our last meeting, Michael Higgs, with, well, that's manoeuvre of the weekend. It's got to be. He's gone through and taken the lead. And this is perhaps where the pressure might tell, because he hasn't had a race win before, but he's looking very good there, having taken the lead from Michael Higgs. Higgs is fighting back. This wonderful downhill stretch through the corkscrew into the final corner of the lap, along the straight. And on to the last lap. Geri Nicosia leads. Are we going to see a fourth different junior winner in 3 meetings? He's out front. We're on board with Michael Higgs, who's got the fastest lap of the race. 1:21.566 for Higgs. Geri Nicosia's time, 1:21.584. So only marginally slower on best laps. Higgs is pressurising him. He's chasing hard. Nicosia still out front. Michael Higgs chasing hard through Church. Now, is he going to be able to repeat the compliment, or repay the compliment, I should say, as they come up towards Tower? Here's the view, trackside. They're about to climb up the hill. It's still Aaron Thompson in third. He's going to be happy with 2 podia if he finishes there. Higgs goes for the wide run. He's going to turn back in, looks at the inside line that converts to the outside of the second part of Rocket, and he can't do it. But is he going to get momentum to make a challenge down into Peel for the last time? Nicosia is still there. Higgs comes offline. He's thinking about looking down the inside, but Nicosia's got the line into the corner, and now down into the corkscrew they go for the last time. Well, Geri is going to be really nervous about this. He's going to look in his mirrors. He'll see Higgs all over the back of him. But this is great racing, good attacking from Higgs, masterly defensive stuff from Nicosia. And through the last corner and onto the main straight where he'll see the checkered flag. And Geri Nicosia wins his first race. 2 first-time winners here at Anglesey. Amazing stuff for our 3rd weekend of the season. So here's confirmation. Geri Nicosia, congratulations to him and Aaron Thompson for their first wins this weekend. Michael Higgs 2nd, Thompson 3rd, Jessica King in 4th, and Nathan Edwards in 5th position. Fastest lap to Michael Higgs.
Geri, that was incredible. 6th to start with, and you won the race. It wasn't all a simple story, though, was it?
It was a very eventful race. I'm lost for words still. I'm still flustered.
Because Tom and Rob had a bit of contact up there, which helped you out to get yourself up in the grid there. But you still had to battle your way into first place.
Well, I didn't see the incident with Tom because my mirror got squashed in after a bit of close racing with Aaron. But I knew Michael would make it hard for me to get past. But thanks to Daniels Motorsport, Nissa Racing, and Chris Hodgetts, the car was perfect, and I managed to get through.
Well, Michael, it looked like you were going to secure a win there, and then it was snatched from you near the end.
Yeah, you know, Geri was working really hard to catch me after the safety car. I pulled out a nice lead on the start, and I was having issues with the brakes on the last few laps. I was just struggling towards the end.
Now, 2nd place to most people would be a good thing. Are you feeling happy about that, or are you feeling disappointed, or what?
Yeah, I'm chuffed with it. It's, you know, it's more points to go to the championship, and I should still be in the lead with these. Yeah, first would have been nice, you know, as most people would say, but yeah, 2nd's, you know, it's more points still.
Well, Aaron, you won the first race of the day, and you came 3rd in the 2nd race. That's not bad, is it?
No, I'm over the moon with that result.
It was a cracking race to watch. What was it like inside the car?
Frustrating with the power problems we've got in the car. It's overheating, so they were down a lot of power, and to have Grundy and Nicosia both drive past me on the straight, it was just kicking myself. But to manage to catch up to Michael and Geri and be 3rd for my birthday weekend, I'm really happy.
Yeah, it's all about your birthday weekend. That's a pretty good birthday present, the 1st and the 3rd.
Yeah, my first ever win the day before my birthday. I'm pretty chuffed about it.
It was